Hey guys, I'm Angel with WarMachineCo, and today I'm bringing you guys something special. This is the Golden Carbine.
Also prosecuted a convoy of PCRs with dealer stop.
HQ. This is Whiskey Mike Charlie, requesting radio check. Over.
Yeah, War Machine Company, this is HQ. That's a good copy.
Today we're going to be going over the Golden Carbine. Very special firearm that I have. I completed this firearm about 2-3 years ago, and I wanted to have a retro build. I was watching Black Hawk Down, and I was like, and I was also watching Blood Diamonds with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I said, man, I've got to build one of these. I don't have one in the safe, so I decided to do that. The main thing, this weapon came from the Black Hawk Down, which is a story of Gary Gordon and Randy Sugar. And if you guys don't know about that, that's Operation Gothic Serper. The story behind this firearm, it was used in the Battle of Mogadishu in 1993. The story of Gary Gordon and Randy Sugar, they were Delta Force guys, badass as shit, the most elite of elite. I mean, you guys have stuff like SEAL Team 6, but in the Army, you got Delta Force. And Delta Force, sometimes people think Delta Force doesn't even exist. Those guys move in silence, and they're like the ultimate of the elite. A lot of respect to those guys. We're gonna go over the Golden Carbine today, and I'm gonna tell you why I built it and how much it means to me. And that story of the Mogadishu Black Hawk Down. All right, so pretty much the story of the Black Hawk Down Golden Carbine. They were Delta guys. If you guys know the story of Black Hawk Down, the first Black Hawk went down, and the second one was, if I'm not mistaken, Gary Gordon and Randy Sugar was on the second one. They were doing Overwatch, and they sent multiple requests to go in and help those guys. It was just them two. They sent 1 or 2 requests. I believe on the 3rd or 4th one, they pretty much got a response back saying, hey, look, you know, if you guys want to go down and help out the team, that's fine, but, you know, we're dropping you guys off. Don't know when we'll be able to pick you guys up. And, you know, they looked at each other, knowing that going down there to fight a Somali militia, it was, you know, it was pretty much a self-sacrifice suicide mission. They didn't want to leave their guys behind. There was no one else coming to help those guys. Them going down there, they pretty much knew they weren't coming back. I mean, the ultimate sacrifice, guys. The ultimate sacrifice. If you know the story about Operation Red Wing, I like that story too. That's the story of lone survivor, of those guys that went in and didn't come back. There's only one that came back. But if you know about the story about Mike Murphy making the ultimate sacrifice to help get one of the guys out, guys definitely read up on it. It's really good. But we're gonna get into the Golden Carbine story. Like I said, there was multiple requests of them going down on the 3rd or 4th one. They got the request to go down, and the guys, they didn't come back. Those guys didn't come back. It's an amazing story. Definitely check it out. I wanted to build a Golden Carbine. This Golden Carbine is not clone correct. It's not clone correct. It's hard to actually build one of these because the sourcing the parts back from, you know, things back in 1993 and actually finding the lights and the actual optics and the Car 15 buttstock and different things, those things don't exist anymore. I know there's a company Type A that are making a replica, the actually exact replica of the actual Gordon Carbine, which is derived from the XM177, but that is about $3,000 or $4,000. I didn't want to go that route, so I pretty much built my own from the sources that and materials that I could find. This one cost me, I don't know, a pretty good penny, about $1,500, $1,600 to build this one. So I'm gonna get into my Gordon carbine, why I decided to build it, and what I have on mine. So now, with this firearm, a lot of the Delta guys were using this firearm. It was, like I said, it derived from the XM177. And the way they had theirs, they had this moderator pretty much up there on theirs. This is the XM177 moderator. I bought it, I had it up there, but I took it off, and I ran mine's like Gary ran his. He ran his with a suppressor. So this is the moderator that most of the guys were using. But the way Gary had it set up was something to this factor right here. So I'm gonna start from tip to butt on this firearm, and we're gonna go over how I got mine set up. Like I said, guys, don't get too fucking crazy in the comments. This is not clone correct, okay? Not clone correct at all. It's how I wanted to build mines at the time, and I wanted mines to be a little different. All right, so start from tip to butt. I do have a full suppressor on here, and I decided to go with the burn-proof gear suppressor wrap and handguard wrap. I like these guys. They make very good quality burn wraps. So this right here, that full suppressor tends to heat up. So I got the burn proof up here. Then I have it on my handguard. I am running the skinny handguards. That's another thing that they were running over and on this firearm during that time. So I do have the skinny handguards. If you come back down here, I am running a scout mount. All right. So I do have a scout mount. What else do I have on this firearm? The barrel clamp mount. The barrel clamp mount here. Those are pretty hard to find. You can find them on eBay, Amazon, but sometimes they don't fit. I actually bought this one off of eBay, and me and my buddy, we had to mill it down to get it to fit. So we got it to fit perfectly right in between this my front sight post. So we milled it down, got it to fit, and then we put the scout mount on here. Keep going down here. I don't have the as you can see, my carry handle comes off. If you actually get the actual type A or try to find one that's pretty much clone correct, the carry handle is made into the upper. So mine's are not made into the upper. If I turn it around here for you guys, you can see I have the screws where I can pop off this carry handle. So like I said, guys, this is not clone correct. I was just sourcing out the parts I can use to build it, okay? All right, so coming back, I on my carry handle, I am fucking up already, guys. As you can see on my carry handle, I'm not running an aim point or anything like that, like them guys were running. They had some on Amazon, but I wasn't going to pay the ridiculous price of it. So I am running the SIG Romeo 7. It's the closest thing or closest look I got besides buying an aim point. And it works good for me, man. It's 2 MOA, and it's pretty clear. It still gives me that same height, and I also got a kill flash that I'm running for it. So I put about 2,000, 3,000 rounds to this, and it held up. It held up. It didn't lose zero, and the gun runs pretty well. All right, so I love that. If I come down, my bolt carrier group, I am running a Colt. So I took the Colt bolt carrier group that was in my M4A1, and I just dropped it in here. All right. Coming down from the shield reflector, this firearm still has the forward assist. So I still have the forward assist on this one. All right. I'm running a basic charger handle, but I do have an extender on my charging handle here. Coming back down on the firearm, my trigger, I am running a Rise Armament 1-stage trigger. Shoots very well. At some point, I will put a Geisley SSP in here, like I have on all my firearms. I just haven't had the time to do it. Like I said, I built this 2 or 3 years ago. Right around the time retro rifles were becoming popular. And I was like, yeah, I had to jump on it and build one. I am running the bad lever on this. I'm running the arrow grip. I know a lot of people don't run the arrow grip on their firearms. They don't like the 80s grip. They call it, this is the 80s grip, but I still do the 80s grip. I like the 80s grip. I get a good firm purchase on it. My shooting is more accurate coming from this way than actually coming up from the handguard. Every once in a while I'll come up on a handguard because I do have that burn proof up here, but I still do the 80s grip. So that's just something I do. All right. Working my way down, I did change out that A2 grip, and I put on Magpul rubber grip. I've always ran those. And then if you come all the way back down, I am running the B5. Excuse me, not the B5. I'm sorry, the Car 15. The Car 15. I'm running the Car 15 stock, which the XM177 was using the Car 15 stock. So I mean, this is pretty much damn near a replica of the Gordon carbine. Like I said, I'm not running the one with the upper that has the carry handle that's made into it. My carry handle does screw off and pop off. Like I said, I wanted to make a cheap clone or cheap retro build that was close enough to the Gordon carbine. All right. Like I said, I love this weapon. It shoots very well, and it's funny how these guys were using. These guys were before their time. They're using things that we're doing now. As you know that you can go out and buy a Unity mount that'll put you at 1.9 or either 2 inches high. So you know, if you're wearing like a your helmet or anything like that, it doesn't interfere. You don't have to put your cheek down. If you're wearing a helmet, you can still wear a helmet, and it'll still put your face lined up with that optic. And these guys were smart enough to run or to make up something to that nature. And now it's the most popular thing to do is to run a riser. But these guys were, you know, mounting shit on their carry handle way before risers even came out. So I mean, these guys were smart and way before their time. And it's funny now that everyone's doing it. Everyone's wanting to run a riser. I actually run a Unity riser on one of my AR pistols for my with my Trigicon. So you know, it's funny how these guys kind of knew how to put something together. And I'm also running the H2 buffer in this. So I mean, I get the smoother shots with it. Cycles very well, and like I said, my Rise Armament trigger is very good, single stage, and I get good follow-up shots with it. So yeah, so this is pretty much the Gordon carbine retro build. A lot of people aren't getting into retro builds because you have to source the parts out. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind having something like this in my safe, and I think it's call it a novelty if you want to call it a novelty. But you know, when we build something like this, and we watch those movies and we look up to those guys, and I wanted to build one to pay respect, pay homage to Gary Gordon. And I think he was a fucking amazing soldier. Delta Force. It's very hard to get into that elite, going through selection to Delta, and those guys are badasses, man. Badasses to the core. And if it's good for him to use, it's good for me to use. And I wanted something particular to it. I wish I can afford the Type A. I would have bought the Type A, but I can't. So I try to go what I could go for the price. And like I said, a lot of people are spending money, lots of money, to build this firearm and to try to source the actual parts. But me, you know, I really, this is just a palmetto state. I went on PSA, I got it, and then I just added my parts to it to make it the Gordon carbine. Everybody Gordon carbine is different. I know guys who Cerakote theirs. I know guys who camouflage spray theirs. I just kind of wanted to keep mine somewhat basic but different. Somewhat different. Like I said, I went with the burn proof. I didn't see a lot of guys running the burn proof on theirs, so I just put the burn proof on the handguard. I put it on the faux suppressor, ran the scout mount, and the bad lever, the Rise Armament trigger, and changed out my A2 grip and put a mag pull on there. Then I put some camo tape around there, kind of to match the mag here. And I love it, man. This is a great firearm. I love it. You know, when you build something like this and shoot it, it kind of takes you back in that time of 1993. You know, I was a kid when that happened. I was in New York. You know, I didn't know anything about, you know, the story of Black Hawk Down. I learned that later on joining the military, and I love history. So me going back and looking at history of, you know, Black Hawk Down and the brave story of those guys, especially Gary Gordon and then Randy Shugart. It's an amazing story, guys. If you haven't read the book, read the book. If you haven't watched the movie, definitely watch the movie. I have not read the book. I know a buddy of mine's read it, and you know, the movie's just an adaptation of a book. But great story. Great story, a great story of sacrifice, and great story of Gary Gordon, and a great story of Randy Shugart. So when you get time, definitely look these guys up. And yeah, this is the Gary Gordon carbine, which they call it the Gordon carbine. Pretty much naming it after him. This is the weapon he used and the weapon he died with. So yeah, great firearm. I love it. And like I say, guys, this is just my version of the Gordon carbine. A lot of guys on the internet and on YouTube, different gun channels, they're making their own Gordon carbine, sourcing out their own parts. The parts are hard to source and hard to get, but like I said, if you go through Type A, you can get the actual replica of the Gordon carbine, and it's going to cost you about $3,000 to $4,000, and you actually get the actual suppressor. I didn't want to go that route. I didn't want to spend that much money on it. All right, guys. Good gun, but I wanted to do it myself. So and it's a lot funner when you going around trying to find parts that are sold out and you got to wait on them, and different parts are they're back stock and they have a long lead time. And you know, yeah, there was some parts I had to wait on, and you know, when I got the parts and put it together, it just it felt better and it felt right that I did it myself. And like I said, you can go to Type A and get this gun, and you probably have a lead time on that. So came out good. This build came out really good. I'm proud of this build, and it's one that's not for sale. I'm not gonna sell this firearm no time soon. I love it the way it came out, and like I said, I put about 2,000 to 3,000 rounds through this, and I haven't had a hiccup. So definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and share. And let me know if you have a Gordon carbine, or if you thought about making one. Comment below and let me know how you have yours, and if you're thinking about making one, definitely ask questions of how to source the parts, and I'll try to get back to those comments and answer them as fast as I can for you guys. But very good firearm, very special rifle, and I love it. I love it, guys. So, you know, this is Angel with War Machine Company. Until the next one, you guys stay safe, stay in the fight, and catch you guys later. All right. On my carry handle, I'm not running a Surefire light or anything like that. What I'm running is the Sig Romeo 7. Shit, fucked that up. A reflector for a shield reflector for the brass shooting out. I still have my the fuck am I forgetting shit?
This one's gonna have bloopers.
Oh shit. That clock is taking too much for you. Okay. Oh shit, that's a fucking blooper.
Whiskey Mike, you are cleared RTB.
Yeah, this is War Machine Company tracking. We are RTB at this time.